So moving on to the FS1 main card. Starting off with Jake Ellenberger versus Mike Perry, Platinum Perry.
And this was the day that Jake Ellenberger died.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, I mean, it was pretty... The first round, I mean, it was a second round knockout. First round was, I mean, it was pretty competitive.
Yeah, it was competitive.
You know?
Perry's nose got broke.
Yeah.
So he was bleeding a lot.
Yeah.
But he, from like, I don't know, it's kind of like the clinch break elbow, like where your bodies are together.
They were close, and he threw
like
a nice elbow.
Oh my God.
Flatlined him.
Yeah, Ellenberger just stiff as a board fell back and then didn't get up for about 5 minutes. He was still on the ground when they rose his hand.
Yeah.
And then we saw him on the stool finally, but who knows? Like,
yeah. Yeah, it was a good win for Perry. He's up-and-comer. Lost to Joe Ban, who was another rising guy until he fought freaking Gunner Nelson. So interesting to see where Perry goes next. What division is that?
170.
Welterweight. Well,
it's a log jam.
Yeah.
So
still
murderers.
good fighters,
yeah.
but good luck. I mean, he's not anywhere near the title anyway, so
he shouldn't be for a couple years.
Yeah,
but he's
getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on to the next fight of the FS1 main card, Joe Lozon versus Stevie Ray. Did they get? It doesn't have.
Yeah, I don't know who got the bonuses.
Say over here? No, it doesn't say over there. Fuck. I think this fight got a bonus, but I'm not sure if it was just performance. Well, I guess it would have been. This was the fight that we thought was gonna be fight of the night.
Yeah.
Until we didn't think it was going to be fight of the night.
It was a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it was a definite back and forth. Stevie Ray was getting hit hard in that first round. He was getting hurt in that first round. And then changed up. He went into the corners. Corners like, fucking just box. Comes out, and it helps because he's not getting taken down with his with throwing the kicks. He's able to keep his distance, and he starts piecing up. Lozon starts hurting him and gets him tired. For the last round, he's like exhausted, but still wasn't able to finish Stevie Ray.
And it was a majority decision because one of the judges had it a draw.
It was all in that second round. That second round was the key. First round clearly Lozon, last round clearly Ray, and the second round was the deciding factor. And I mean, you could easily score that, and one guy did a draw.
Yeah,
the second round, which, that's about as close of a fight. That's why we thought it was fight of the night as so far.
Yeah,
because it's fucking who knows. It was a great fight. I mean, Lozon can't go wrong. Dude gets bonuses
fucking legend
all day.
But you picked Lozon as I would have, and so now it's 6-3.
Now moving on to the next fight, John Dodson. I just merged his first and last name. John Dodson versus Eddie Wineland. Another fight that went to decision, but another fight, well, not as entertaining, but impressive to see Dodson not get hit.
Yeah.
To
see an Eddie Wineland 21 strike, 3-round fight.
Out of 138 thrown. So that's a horror. 15%. Only 15% of times he threw hands, he hit anything. Versus almost half of DJ's. Not DJ.
JD.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
Which he doesn't even go by.
No.
That's why. You mean JD, right?
Even when I said it, it didn't sound. I was like, this is all wrong. What am I doing here? But good win for Dodson.
Yeah.
I mean, Wineland's a guy you want to avoid because if he hits you once, that could be the end of your night.
But Wineland just boxed the entire time.
There's no wrestling
kicks,
at all.
No wrestling. just hands.
Yeah, and but that's kind of what he does.
But when that's but the game is moving past that. So when you're so one-dimensional, and then you got a guy as fast as Dotson, it's a bad combination.
Yeah, but I don't think Wineland's like. I never really thought of Wineland. He's kind of on the latter stages of his career, right?
Oh yeah, he's
been around
on the back 40.
Where are we at here? What class?
He would be at featherweight.
Featherweight.
Or no, 135. Sorry, bantamweight.
Is he? There we go. So
he's ranked 10.
Dotson, Caraway. I mean, Caraway doesn't fight hardly ever. He fought like once last year.
He's hurt again or something.
Lineker, but he's new. Rafael Sunsao. I mean, yeah, I guess there's a lot of that divisions.
A lot of fucking killers.
Yeah. Yeah. Sterling. Yeah. But yeah, good win for John Dotson. See where he goes from here.
And with that, as I had picked Dotson, I just won.
Yeah.
So last 3 fights.
It's just me trying to save some face.
Which you did,
and not just have 3 correct picks. So moving on to the next fight. OSP, Ovince St. Preux versus
MRDL.
MRDL, Marcos Rogerio de Lima, who was off by 4 pounds, was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Lost 30% of his purse because this being his 2nd time in a row missing weight.
30% is a lot.
Fucking
right
be
off
a
the
professional.
Rip. I agree.
Be a professional, like
100%,
the champion of the division, and use a towel and cheat.
Yeah, at least.
Just be a cheater like
use
the champion.
A towel. Try to cheat.
Yeah. So anyway, it was pretty. I mean, it was a good fight. It was definitely. It's one of those fights where, you know, De Lima is one of those guys puts his hands on you. It's you need to be wary of that.
He's a powerful dude. He has no neck.
Yeah.
That I can see.
Yeah.
All traps. Just a big, thick dude. And then OSP just out of nowhere pulls out the Von Flue choke, which he's done once before.
Well, it went to the ground. I mean, he wanted to not stand up with him.
Yeah, it made it to the 2nd round.
Yeah. And De Lima tried to get him in like a guillotine, and you know OSP went to side control, and from there, like Rogan says all the time, but you never see it. Like people need to let go of that. They need to be careful because there's the Von Flue choke, but you never see it.
Yeah, no,
but except for OSP, it's the 2nd time doing it to motherfuckers.
He's got more Von Flue chokes than Jason Von Flue, the guy that invented the choke.
Yeah. That's
or at least in MMA.
Well, that's I guess. So good win for OSP. De Lima,
he needed
fucking
this
learn
win
how
too.
to. Yeah, it's
after. I think he dropped his last 3 or 2.
OSP. I mean, he fought. He lost to Jones and he lost to
Manawa.
Let's see here. Yeah, I guess he did have 3: Jones, Manawa, and then Ozdemir, Volkan Ozdemir. Yeah. I don't even remember that one.
On a split decision, yeah.
It's probably like boring, I would imagine.
Yeah, he needed that win.
For sure.
3 losses in a row.
No shit. After, I mean, even fighting for the title, he's
got a
pretty
salty record.
But he's in the division where they're not going to get rid of him. He's a name. He's pretty fun to watch, and the division's light as fuck. So
yeah,
I don't think he should be too worried, but for sure that helps. De Lima, on the other hand, we'll see if they make him fight heavyweight once, like they do to like Gastelum and all those other fighters that couldn't
or
make
they
weight.
just fucking release him
Or cut him. But again, you know, heavyweight's not a stacked division. They could use.
They need big.
He's not a horrible fighter.
No.
He's fun to watch.
No,
it'd just be nice if he. I mean, his gas wasn't that great. I think he was getting a little gas towards the 2nd round anyway. But yeah, good win for OSP.
So you had OSP in that one. So you got another win.
Yay!
It wasn't
It wasn't completely horrible. Moving on to the next fight, the co-main event. Al Iaquinta coming back, 2 years off, selling houses, versus Diego Sanchez, the Lionheart. And it just looked, I mean, it was pretty dominant performance by Al.
Yeah, he threw 12 strikes. He landed 12 of 19 and knocked him down twice and just ended it. Turned his lights out.
Yeah.
Diego
I mean,
was,
from the first hit, like, Diego was just trying to survive.
Yeah.
From minute one.
Diego should retire.
Yeah. I think that's the second KO. Didn't he? He just got KO'd by Lozon or something.
Lozon at 200. Then I think he got.
Yeah, lost to Lozon. He beat Marcin Held, then lost to Iaquinta. He beat Jim Miller on 200. Oh, no, that was 196. So he's like off and on.
Well, very off and on.
I mean,
look at loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win,
he's
loss,
one of those
win.
guys that's been around since literally the first Tough. He's the very first person to win the Ultimate Fighter. So a lot of those guys tend to stick around, although that was... But Iaquinta's no joke either. It's not like he fought. It's not like he fought like some nobody or some guy that's. I think he's got one more fight.
2 years.
Sure.
But yeah, he's young and powerful though.
Yeah. Although he's super pissed that he didn't get a bonus and was going off on the UFC, and he's like threatened to trash his room, which I don't know if he did. But he put out like a few tweets.
There was
where he's all pissed off about it.
I watched the Tommy Toehold, or not, yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or his little videos, and like Al was doing the post-mortem in place of Dana, and he kept threatening to wreck his hotel room if he didn't get a fucking bonus, and he's like, it's bullshit.
That's what he said on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't know that that's where he was pulling it from, but it was funny as fuck.
Yeah. And that was like the reason he was out for 2 years. I mean, he had an injury, I guess. I think he had a knee injury.
Yeah.
But the main thing was that, like, they had some weird, like, he couldn't win a bonus for, like, 3 fights.
Yeah.
Like, they had some weird fucking stupid shit that happened before the sale. And then he's kind of out in this, like, no man's land. But they bring him back, and then he thinks he should get a bonus. I think he should have got a bonus. But
that knockout was not as devastating as Perry knocking out.
No, not at all. No. Or like OSP's Von Flue choke, which I don't know if he got a bonus or not, but
I picked Iaquinta in that because I don't really like Diego that much.
I love Diego. As far as him winning or not, I enjoy him he's a fun fighter that's been around forever, and I always enjoy watching him fight.
I've got mad respect for Diego. Yeah. I just don't like something about him has always been like I just never liked Diego. Like and that happens with fighters. Like he just always was like ugh that and the whole Diego Sanchez, the vampire hunter, and all that.
Just a fucking weird crazy
antics.
Person.
Yeah,
he's a crazy person.
Just not my type of crazy, I guess.
Yeah. So moving on to the main event, Cub Swanson versus Artem Lobov. It went all 5 rounds. Ended up becoming the fight of the night.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't that surprised. I mean, aside from maybe Lobov landing something, but the fact that it was mainly him eating shit and taking it, it just showed off Lobov's chin, the reason it went 5 rounds. Because
Cub landed 251 strikes, 209 of which were
73%.
Significant. Yeah, landing at an outrageous clip.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great fight for Cub.
And
showed off Lobov's chin.
I trained with Conor McGregor. There's nothing you could do to me that I don't see. Like, yeah, evidently he might not be as fast as Cub Swanson, or
maybe
he's taking
training
it easy on
isn't
you
the same
in training
as fighting. It's whatever. He's trying to sell the fight. He's nothing to sell the fight on. He can't sell it on past victories. He can only sell it on the fact that he trains with Conor McGregor.
True.
That's the only reason he's main eventing. But he gained respect because he took it. He did, give it back, but
he landed a couple shots.
One shot for every 3 or 4 that Cub landed.
It was almost,
but it was a great battle.
Every 2.
It was a good battle. Yeah. Not as good as the Doo Ho Choi fight. That one being way crazier of a battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, good on LOBOV. Survived. Hung in there 5 rounds. And Swanson done wins it. We're not making picks.
Awesome.
Because the next fight's not till like 2 weeks from now. But we are going to play some UMC. But before we get to that, so anyway, that was the UFC Fight Night this past Saturday, April 22nd, from Nashville, Tennessee. Fun card. Probably one of the more fun. I don't know if we've had a better card yet this year. It seems like it's getting a little bit better. Last one was good. This one's better, I think. There's just a lot of finishes, a lot of great finishes, and the fights that went to decisions were really good.
I liked the Barberina knockout, the Perry knockout, obviously, the Iaquinta knockout.
Sure, a lot of knockouts and submissions, but also great fights that went to
McBride
decisions.
Fight, Moreno finishing. Yeah. It was a good card.
There was only a couple stinkers early.
Probably not. I'd have to go through and look at them again, but I'm not saying my favorite of the year yet.
Well, I mean, so far there's been real stinkers so far this year. Like, it really hasn't been anything good. Like, the last one was fucking the light heavyweight champion, or the one before that was the light heavyweight champion, which is dog shit. Ended horrible. The weird controversy in the co-main, and then the main event was like, what the fuck? And the last one, it's DJ doing what DJ does, but then all the other fights were forgettable, pretty much. So as it were, I would say this one so far, but next fight card's probably going to be really good. It's a pay-per-view. I think it's the heavyweight rematch. Heavyweight title, Stipe.
It's May 13th.
Yeah. See, I have it up here, so we can just. So assuming we're not going to pick them just because their fighters might fall out, but we can go over it real quick. It's UFC 211, Saturday, May 13th.
Absolutely the next card?
Yeah.
That's a decent gap.
Yeah,
that's
but
3 weeks.
Not really. I mean, when we make picks, we'll make picks a week out.
But I'm saying, yeah.
It's like the last big break we just had was like 3 weeks. Stipe Miocic versus Junior Dos Santos is the main event it's a rematch between them. And
just see some notable ones on there.
Joanna versus Andrade. You got Maya versus Masvidal.
I'm looking at
Edgar versus Yair Rodriguez.
I'm looking at Alvarez versus Poirier. Skelly versus Knight.
Yep.
I'm looking at the mid card more. We can see James Vick again against Polo Reyes.
You see Eddie Alvarez come back after getting pieced
that Branch
up.
guy was
There's Poirier.
He was like he'd been in the UFC before and then left and was like World Series of Fighting, but held like their 85 and 205 belt or something like that. Then they released him, so he's coming back from that. But then who's Pettis fighting? Scroll up a little.
Cejudo.
Oh shit!
So Little Pettis versus Cejudo.
First, these 5 fights phenomenal.
Dude, the main card is ridiculous.
These 4 fights phenomenal.
Potentially.
Like I know most of those guys.
It'd be interesting. It's
Barzola's
interesting to see
again.
Interesting to see how Eddie Alvarez looks coming back.
Sherman, I believe, he's a heavyweight. The Vanilla Gorilla,
right? Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like
could be
Knight versus Skelly.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It's good matchups. So we'll get into that more in a week or two. So look out for that.
Look out.